Time for the Power to Connect with Angela Ray.
Welcome to the Power to Connect. We're excited to connect with you today about medical stuff. And, you know, I last year was in the hospital with cancer. They finally figured out what was wrong with me after 3 years of, And when I survived the hospital stay itself, I came out and I said, I'm going to do a one-woman show. And then I decided not to do that, and it morphed into this podcast. And I just want to say how much I appreciate folks in the healthcare industry, especially during this time of COVID. You know, I was in the hospital 3 times during the time of COVID, nothing to do with COVID, having nothing to do with it, everything to do with this cancer and the way it was showing up. So having great doctors on your side is so critical. And Dominique, talk to us about your journey and what made you even want to consider the medical profession.
Oh, absolutely. So before we get started, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to share my story. So I'm a cardiologist, and I specialize in cardio obstetrics, which is a upcoming field in cardiology where we take care of women who have heart disease and are help them throughout their pregnancy. So we're talking about high-risk cardiac disease with pregnancy. But what interests me in the medical field, it started back when I would say middle school, and my mother was a registered nurse. So I was always interested. I had a little bit of insight into the medical field, but not much. And so in middle school, I actually started volunteering in the hospital during my summer breaks. So a couple weeks here and there, I did physical therapy, multiple different rotations. And the more that I was exposed to the environment, the more I grew to love it. And so when it was time for me to go to high school, I applied to a high school in the city of Houston called DeBakey High School, which was focused on students who wanted to go into the healthcare field.
And let's tell everybody who DeBakey is.
Yes. So Michael Lee DeBakey is a world-renowned cardiothoracic surgeon. A wonderful individual. He has, pioneered a lot of the surgeries that we see currently right now in the field of cardiovascular disease. I actually had the opportunity to meet him as well before he passed away. But it was through this high school that he founded in Houston, as well as through scholarships that he made available to students, that I was able to pursue a career in medicine and went on to become a cardiologist.
That is amazing. I mean, it starts off with family, and you seeing what mom's doing, and, and then it just has this lovely flow of there was a school that allowed you to focus specifically on the healthcare profession. These high schools that can be specialized they are very important. I'm learning. And this is really, what a great opportunity. So from 9th grade, so were you there from 9th grade until you graduated?
So 9th grade until 12th grade. But, the interesting thing, and this is what I found a lot along my journey, is that every step, I didn't exactly know what I was getting into. It was kind of almost as if I was stumbling upon things, if that makes any sense. So I stumbled into learning about the medical field. And then I stumbled into finding out about this high school when I was in middle school through overhearing a conversation between other students whose parents were physicians. And then I applied, and then I stumbled onto hearing about this program to help students become doctors from having a conversation with a couple of kids in English class. So it's not like any of this was planned out. It's not like anyone grabbed my hand and carried me on the way.
But time out. It was planned out. It was planned out by the maker.
Exactly.
God, the Father, the maker.
It was planned out by the maker
above. So every time you said something was, boom, he meant for you to overhear that because he knew you would hear it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Some people, they're too busy. They're not listening.
Yes.
You're hearing things. And he knew that you would follow the path that he had for you. And you did. You all, please listen to this. Dominique is talking about powerfully connecting.
Mm-hmm.
She listened, she watched, she learned. Folks didn't know she was listening to them, but she was taking it all in, powerfully connecting, listening, connecting.
Don't forget to subscribe to The Power to Connect with Angela Ray and follow her on Facebook. You can also stay connected on Twitter and Instagram at angelaray.com.